Hello, everyone. As it's Monday again, I found time for making another video. This time, it will be a little bit longer and a little bit more serious than other times. My intention with this video is to help as many of you as possible. And the topic of this video is how to manage fear. As a disabled person, since my childhood, I've been dealing with, anxieties and fears and sort of, uncertain future and things that I cannot control. So I had much time to think about managing my fear and think about what fear actually is and what it is not. I chose the topic intentionally, and I chose the title intentionally to be Managing Fear, not trying to get rid of it completely. Because the first thing we need to remember is that fear is good. Not good in all circumstances, but fear is good in some situations. For example, if we wouldn't have fear that we could get run over by a car, we would be just, running around, and we would be careless about our own life. If we wouldn't have fear that we can get hurt, we wouldn't do anything to prevent it. So, fear is an emotion that our brain is using, or is created for our brain to control and help us stay safe and survive. But sometimes fear kicks in, even in situations when it's unreasonable. And it's very important to notice, what is it that's causing us fear or anxiety? And to many of us today, with this current situation, the fears or anxieties we might have are very similar. Like, where's the next paycheck going to come from? Where is where's the food coming from? How do we manage to pay the rent? And basically, in today's video, I want to offer a couple of steps to make sure that the fear we have isn't paralyzing us into making us do nothing, but it motivates us to pursue the path that leads to solution to our problem. Because from my own experience, when I see things that I can't control, I often feel like I'm stuck and I can't do anything. And that's when, the anxiety or fear is so overwhelming that it's too much to bear. So basically, in my life, I've been trying to find out some ways to cope with fear and to manage it, because I understand, as I talked about, that fear is useful and good. But in cases like, fear about, losing a job or finding a new one, the best way, for example, about finding a job, the best way for me to think about it is to say, what can I do about it? because part of fear is actually not knowing about the future, not understanding what to do with it. So the more we could learn about the things that make us fearful or anxious, the more manageable it is for us. For example, when I want to find a job or have some source of income, there are a couple of things I can do. I can either, first, probably what I would suggest the first thing to do is observe the situation, observe your own abilities, and look at the sort of jobs or business opportunities you have seen and you are able to perform. For me, as a disabled person with cerebral palsy, all my jobs will have to be sedentary, meaning I'll have to sit on my butt for most of my time. But that doesn't mean that I can't work at all. Also, with this situation outside not being safe to be around other people for us, it just means basically that all of the jobs that I can take should be with either limited amount of exposure to other people or with the total limitation of it, saying that it would be completely online. When it comes to online jobs, then we can look at what sort of jobs are available currently. There are some sites that I can link in the video description where to look for the jobs that are strictly online, and also the sort of places that we can work. It's like, it's very important to be careful about what sort of companies we want to work for, what sort of businesses we want to employ ourselves in. And so I will make sure to post links in the description of this video to some places where I looked to find an online job. But also, some of us may find out, just like I did eventually, that my current circumstances are not as open to, sort of a 9-to-5 home job. And as a student, I'm limited to a couple of hours a week. So one of the ways I chose to spend the time and basically help my fear to be lower and more manageable is through creating content that other people might enjoy and other people might have use for. Because I've been often told that I am very deep thinker and very motivating person. And so I hope to apply my abilities to helping you, my viewers, to be happier in life and to enjoy the most you can, even in these uncertain circumstances. Going back to managing fear. So basically, for me, when searching for a job, or generally when dealing with the fear, there are a couple of things that you need to do. I will list them numerically, but not in a particular order. Because honestly, I'm not entirely sure what the correct order of it would be, because everyone can come up with a different setting, different sort of order to it. But for me, the first and the most important thing about fear is to recognize we have it. Recognize that we feel fearful about something. Then think about what it is, and I would suggest even write it down. Write down the things you're fearful about. And then also, the third thing would be to write down sort of what would help you. What do you think would help you decrease the amount of fear you're feeling? For example, if we have a fear of, not being able to find a job, then we have to find out what would help us manage it better. Like, do we need to ask someone to review our CV? Do we need to ask someone what our skills are? Do we need to work on some of our skills to be better employable? I would say to many of us, and myself included, that this time of uncertainty is also a time of opportunity. Opportunity to take the time to work on ourselves, to make adjustments to our lifestyle, to learn new skills, and take online courses, or otherwise improve our possibilities of getting employed. And basically, when I came in the UK and all of this situation have started, the first idea that came to my mind is that I need to improve my skills to be able to be better employable and have more chances to get a job, whenever it might be. So that is why I acquired a language certificate in English. I have been learning some French. I've been speaking with other people in Spanish-speaking countries and also learning Spanish with them, and worked on many things to improve my abilities and thus manage my own fear about not being able to get a job. I understand that not everyone has equal opportunities. I understand it, even though I don't agree with it. But I know that there are things you can do to manage your own fear. If you need help asserting or listing your abilities, listing the things you enjoy doing, listing the things you would like to do as a job, please reach out to me, send a comment or send a message so that I can be of assistance to you. And, after you have listed your, job opportunities or ideas for a business, then I'd weigh in the options and say, which one is the best one for me? Which one is the easiest to start with? It's like, for example, I wouldn't go for, for the hardest of jobs at first. For example, if someone of you is a designer of sorts, the first thing I would probably do is to go on Fiverr and offer my designing skills to other people as a freelance sort of thing. Many of you who have done the job, quote unquote, in the real world might not be aware of these options. So to you freelancers who already, own a business or are running a business for yourself, I would think about how the business you are running could be transferred into online availability. For example, if you are, a designer, if you design logos and brands and stuff like that, or t-shirts, there's definitely a handful of ways you can do this online. Having a sort of a Shopify store with your designed shirts, having a Fiverr account offering a designing jobs to other people that might want to pay for them. If you know what you want to do and you know how to do it, there's always a handful of options for you. So don't despair. Don't be too fearful, but go about doing the most you can with the things you know. I'm not sure exactly what is it that you're fearful about. For example, going to a second example of me being fearful about not finding a girlfriend. The first thing I thought about doing, and I did, was, getting in contact with, with my friends to find out, like, why are they actually, friends with me? What things do they enjoy about me? Starting with my own, starting with my own family. What are the good things about me that people might enjoy my company for? And so basically building up my own confidence to actually then talk with women online. But that's, dating online is a subject for another video. But I just wanted to share this as an example of managing fear. For me, fear is an important part of motivation. If fear is managed, it motivates people to go forth and do things. For example, if I fear going hungry because I don't like being grumpy, I need to go make some food. If I want to make some food, I need to go shopping. If I need the food to go shopping, I need to know that I have enough money to go food shopping. And that's sort of, it's sort of a pyramid of once one problem is solved, all the other ones follow with it. I hope you enjoyed my video, and please leave a comment with your particular questions about fear and anxiety and any other things that you might need to discuss. I hope that these videos are useful to you, and if you think they might be useful also to others, please share the video with other people, with all your friends, and make sure to come back for another one when I post it. Thank you so much for listening.